Dots and brackets squared. The word dots, or the acronym DOTS, stands for the difference of two squares. And the way that you identify dots is if you have, so dots occurs in two scenarios. You can have one bracket or no bracket, but one portion is equal to two portions factorized. So at the moment we're going to move from two brackets to the one bracket, and then later on we're going to go back to two brackets. So what we want to do is first I'd be able to identify what dots is. Difference of two squares is if you have two brackets. In the brackets you have two terms each, right? So over here you're going to have term 1 and term 1, and these two are exactly the same. Then you are going to have term 2 and term 2, and those two are exactly the same. But the difference between these numbers is going to be that one bracket is positive, hold on, and the other one is negative. Difference of two squares means that you have two identical brackets. Everything is the same except there's a plus in the middle and a minus in the middle. Or you can have a minus in the first bracket and a plus in the second. Bracket squared refers to having one bracket and it is squared. This can also be written as having two identical brackets multiplied by each other. Let's get into that. Example number 9 is giving us this equation, difference of two squares. So I've got 4 examples on the screen. Let's work on the first one. First thing I want you to see is we've got two identical brackets. Okay, so you have term 1, okay, it's 3x. Let's do that in blue. Why is that not blue? Let's try this. Okay, 3x and 3x. That is term 1, right? Both of them are the same. Here you have 2y as term 2, term 2. According to dots, if you have this scenario where you have two identical brackets with a plus and a minus in the middle, you are going to have an answer that's going to be, let's go back to blue, term 1 squared minus, I need that red, okay, minus term 2 squared. That is how you answer dots. Dots is term 1 squared minus term 2 squared. Now this is possible because term 1 is the same in both and term 2 is the same in both. So let's go ahead and multiply that out. You are then going to end up having term 1 is 3x, we're going to square that, minus term 2 is 2y, and we're going to square that. So our final answer is going to end up being 3 squared is 9, x squared minus 2 squared is 4, and y squared. That is your final answer for the first one. I need you to memorize this line. Difference of two squares is term 1 squared minus term 2 squared. Example B. A minus 5b, a plus 5b. Difference of two squares. Okay, so my answer is term 1 squared minus term 2 squared. Now I substitute. Term 1 is a, and I square that, minus 5b, and I square that. My answer is a squared minus 25b squared. Remember, a square, 5 squared is actually equal to 5 times 5. Example C. 4x4 minus 3y cubed, 4x4 minus 3 plus 3y cubed. Dots is equal to term 1 squared minus term 2 squared. Substitute, bracket 4x4 in brackets. Now notice this 4x4 is all of term 1 that goes inside the bracket, and I square it on the outside. Minus term 2 is going to be 3y cubed, and I square it. Now I square everything in the bracket. What does that mean? It means that I have to say 4 squared and then x to the power of 4 squared, 3 squared, and y cubed squared. So 4 squared is going to be 4 times 4, 16, x. Now do you remember what we do with exponents? If I raise a power to a power, I am going to multiply. It's x 4 times 2, which gives me x 8, minus 3 squared is 9, y is y 3 times 2, which is 6. Last one for this example. I made it a little bit longer space because notice that these are 3 terms in each bracket. How can this be bracket squared? Because bracket squared is 2 terms. If I group, first I'm looking for my plus minus, right? I've got minus, plus, minus, minus. So if I do plus minus here, then that means that behind this is going to be term 2, and in front of it I'm going to have term 1. Can I put that in brackets? So instead of term 1 being 1 term, now it's going to be the blue bracket, everything inside. So it's blue plus yellow multiplied by blue minus yellow, difference of 2 squares. Okay, this gives me term 1 squared minus term 2 squared. What is term 1? It is a minus b. That's term 1. And I square all of term 1. Minus term 2 is d, and I square all of term 2. Now I'm going to multiply it out. Now, we haven't figured out yet how to do brackets squared, but you know how to do FOIL, right? So basically, if I say a minus b squared, this is actually a minus b multiplied by a minus b. So if I do FOIL, I'm going to say, okay, let's do FOIL. First with first gives me a squared. Then I'm going to say, hold on,